Does anybody have modifications or changes to the agenda? No? Nothing? Okay, we'll move on then. Public comment. Do we have any public comment, or you folks here for curiosity, or?
No, I'm here, we are here, because John
Oh, for the
called
business
me.
permit.
And when I got the last permit from the state for liquor control board, I brought it down, gave it to this lady that's sitting over here, and told her that was our last permit from the state for the 4 liquor vendors for Harvest Fest. And so that was good. Jonathan wasn't here. I said, tell him if, the board would like to see us or hear from us, perhaps there are things they don't know about the Harvest Festival, we'd be happy to go to a meeting. I walked out the door. A couple of days later, Jonathan called me and said, you're on the agenda for the 22nd for 6:30. I said, okay, we'll be there. So here we are, Sarah and I, and Susie Hoparent, who was not able to be here tonight, are the Harvest Fest Committee. So we're here in case you have any questions or comments about the Harvest Festival.
Well, somehow we'll work this in here, but I don't see you on the agenda.
Number
Only
4.
doing what he
There's
says.
number 4. There's a
Number
permit.
4,
Yeah.
Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes, I'm sorry, there is. The Lincoln Park alcohol permit. So you are on the agenda, and you'll be coming up very shortly.
Okay.
Next item would be review approval minutes of August the 8th, 17th. Motion to accept.
Make a
Second.
motion. I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion approved. Next item would be the Lincoln Park alcohol permit request, Enosburg Business Association.
That would be us.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. I don't recall seeing that.
Leonard did not check your age.
Would you like any kind of explanation?
I see here, what we've got here is a re-EBA alcohol beverage transit permit. Attached, please find the EBA alcohol beverage tasting permit for Harvest Festival to be held on Lincoln Park, September the 16th. Below, copies of the application to the Department of Vermont Liquor Control are not contained within the application for Edelweiss and Greenfield Beerberry. The application approved from the Vermont Liquor Control Board is contained with the application, so it's reasonable to assume that most have turned in an application of which in order to get the approval from the state. You may want to point out to EBA that all applications submitted to the Vermont Department of Liquor Control are supposed to be turned over to part of the application. However, staff met recommendations to approve the request for the alcohol and beverage testing event made by Enosburg Business Association for the Harvest Festival to be held September the 16th, 17th. And that's what we have here. We have your official application for September the 16th.
How about this Eden Ice Cider Company? That all part of this too?
Yes, sir.
And
I have an explanation for the whole thing. You have 4 permits
Yep.
from the Vermont Liquor Control Board. You have one for 14th Star Brewery. This is issued by the state.
Yep.
You have one for Groenfeld Meadery.
yeah,
That's alcohol made out of honey. You have one for Eden Specialty Ice Ciders out of New York. And you have one for Stonecutter Spirits out of, I think, Middlebury. Stonecutter Spirits does vodka and I believe a whiskey. All 4 got their permits through the state of Vermont. The issue that I think might be sitting there is that if you speak with the town clerk, the application that's being referred to, BJ is the only person who is involved with, let's say, Eden Ice Cider, putting an application in with the town clerk, who then sends that to Montpelier, and Montpelier sends back the paperwork that says, yes, Eden Ice Cider can be in the park for tasting and sales. There is no committee with the town clerk. She's the only person that Eden Ice Cider would speak to with the application, and then BJ would send it to Montpelier. So that one app is like all one and the same thing.
Yeah.
There is no extra piece of paper as far as BJ's concerned that is really necessary, because they apply to her, she applies to the state applies back, and it's all done. So all four of them have their paperwork in place.
So Whistle Pig isn't coming.
Whistle Pig is not coming. We didn't ask Whistle Pig to come, it's too far away. I actually found Stonecutter Spirits when I went to the Vermont Flower Show. They were there, their vodka is excellent. I can attest to that all by myself. I met the meadery there. I think the young man that works for the meadery that might be coming to the festival lives on Route 7 in St. Albans, so that was going to be easy for him. I'm a personal friend of the owners of Eden Specialty Ciders, so that's how we managed to be able to get them. And 14th Star Brewery we've been after for about 5 years now. And every year they were going to come, and every year they didn't show up. This year we finally got them, and they got the paperwork done, and they're coming. So they will be, we have a hospitality tent in the park, which is a large tent that EBA purchased so that we have 2 coffee Keurigs going, so that our vendors can come and have a minute to make a phone call or get a cup of coffee, or do whatever they might need to do. That's also the booth that we put the free Cabot cheese in and free milk. And we're going to put the alcohol vendors on either side of the hospitality tent, so that I'm right there, or Susie's right there, or Sarah's right there, kind of watching everything that goes on. These are extremely reputable vendors that, everything is quite nice.
If you drive in state, just make sure you call Dig Safe. We have gas out there and some conduits. So maybe before you put your tent up, you may want to call Dig Safe.
Any of the tents in the
I
park?
mean, you have any long pole? I mean,
No, it's just a regular
small
pop-up
stage.
tent,
Okay.
except we all use tie downs.
Okay.
That's one of the other things. That's why I thought maybe we should come tonight, because maybe you had other questions.
Yeah.
We insist that all of the people who come with their little 10 by 10 pop-up
Okay,
tents
that's fine.
use tie downs. Deep tie downs. So, I mean, not deep, but, not just a...
I would say if you have steaks, or like over during Enosburg, the dairy day.
No, it's not dairy day.
Those big steaks.
Not
we have gas.
that kind of tent.
We have gas lines and stuff that's only 3 feet deep.
It's just
I didn't
regular
drive a steak
pop-up.
through any of those.
They're about like this.
Okay, you're good.
We use the dog tie downs.
Okay, that's fine.
That you spiral into
That's
the ground,
fine.
because then the wind doesn't pick the tent up.
It'd be a bad harvest festival. We broke a gas.
It would. The hot dogs would cook quickly.
For sure.
Do you have any questions?
Any
on this?
other questions or
Anything that you
anything?
want to know about what we do? We bring about 1,000 people through the park.
That's good. I know. Last year was very successful.
It's a very family-oriented festival. Sarah's Bank usually does something or other that kids can come and do for free. It used to be called Modern Woodman, whatever they're called, Woodman Life, I guess they're called today. They do child safety. Sometimes they do the fingerprinting kits, and sometimes they do other things. We'll have an artist there doing face painting, so that a family can actually walk through the park, and for almost no or very little money can have a very nice time.
You don't take Leonard to the Facebook.
What's that?
Take Leonard
Never mind.
to the Facebook.
Never mind.
We'd love to have you, Leonard.
Oh, yes.
So that's who we are and what we're about.
So what
And
do
it's
we
just
need on this
tasting-
thing, on this article?
What we'll need is a motion to the effect that we accept the permit for Lincoln Park alcohol permit request, the Enosburg Business Association, as presented.
That's not gonna cause a problem. Some of these are 9 to 3 and some are 8 to 4.
It's 9 to 3.
And, well, I got, the state is issuing 8 to 4.
Well, they can't start until 9 and we'll kick them out at 3.
Okay, all right, that's not gonna cause a problem with
I don't think so.
any permits, okay.
the state's giving them permission to be there for that length of time. We
Okay.
have a shorter
All right.
time
All right.
frame.
Yep.
Do we have a motion, Guy? Did you
Yeah.
make a motion? Yes, we have a seconder?
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion is carried, and the approval has been...
Thank you. We tried very hard to get all our ducks in a row and get all our paperwork done, because the vendors themselves, the 4 alcohol vendors, between the vendors and the state, they only have to have their permit 5 days before the function. We have to have them into Jonathan 30 days before the function.
August 22.
So, sometimes they will say to us, huh? What do you mean? We only have to contact the state 5 days before I'm gonna have my event. Well, not for us, We got it done. I
Yep,
think we have our ducks in a row.
good enough,
We'd like to have you come to the festival.
sure.
There's gonna be a chicken barbecue at noon, and that will be Mark LaRush. The Masons will be having probably hamburgers and chili. There's one vendor coming with 36 flavors of fudge, if that floats your boat. Maple products,
Kettle corn?
kettle corn, yeah.
Cheese and beer.
Free cheese right next to the beer tent. But you can only have little samples, you can have little flights of beer, so you can have more cheese.
Can you come back more often, though?
No, they keep very close track of who comes and how often. But you can buy unopened, however, 14 staggered. If they sell 6-packs, it might be 4-packs, like the fancy one in Montpelier. You can buy those to take out of the park and take home. And keep nice suckers out of this world.
Good, but
That's it.
we're all set.
Okay.
We're concerned.
Thank you for letting us in. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
See you later, Nick.
Next item is the coin drop request, Enosburg Food Shelf. They've been doing this food shelf drop off the last couple of years, from what I gather, and as far as I know, it's been no problem.
Oh, there was on that last week.
The one last week was the military from the,
No, I mean, they're gonna do it the same as what
oh yeah,
they did last week, so.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be any problem.
Do we put in, like we did with the, put in the area of,
That was
location
already,
like we did
that was already put in. It was already,
for the food shelf?
yeah, because we last
Well, in the past, they've always done it the same place.
meeting, we just had it
That way
done the
they
same
catch
as what they
most of the traffic
registered.
there at that one intersection, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, good.
Need a motion?
yeah, we need a motion to that effect, accept the, approve the permit.
I'll make the motion. We accept
Second?
that permit.
I'll second that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
Those opposed or nay. Next is roof repair bids, 42 Village Drive.
That's this
And
one.
I guess you're on.
Yeah, that's, I had requested 4 bids from 4 different contractors. We had Wendell Bashaw, we had Viking contractor, which is Jeff Hubbard. I asked Sean Tagg, and I asked KR Adams, but when it came to the bid time, we received 2 bids. We had allocated $26,000 for the roof, and because of our procurement policy, either we have 3 bids,
Yeah.
or we go out to bid, or if you guys see fit, you can.
We can alter the...
Right,
yeah.
right, and that's why we came before you, because I think at this time of the year, it's gonna be hard to find people to bid this, because everyone's so busy. It's basically just gonna strap it and put tin on. Wendell Bashaw was $22,200, and Jeff Hubbard was 28, I think it was $415.
What kind of steel are you putting on, just regular corrugated?
Yeah, so it's 28 gauge Everlast green steel.
What was your 2 bids? 28?
22.2 and 28.415. And we had a budget of 26,000 allocated for a budget.
22, and what's the other?
28.415, I think, was it? And we allocated, or in our budget, we allocated 26,000. I mean, yeah, 22, 2600, 2600. 26,000.
Yeah, so what Gary is saying basically is, under normal conditions, we ask for 3 bids, part of our policy on it, but there are times where it's just not possible to achieve that amount. So therefore, what we need is modification to the existing contract, I
Well, it's
guess.
all advertised and everything.
What's that?
I mean, you went through all the.
Well, no, I went out and I
Oh.
asked 4 contractors for
Well,
bids,
yeah, same thing.
hoping to get 3 bids, and the procurement said if I don't get 3 bids, we'd have to advertise it out in the paper and bid it over again. Hopefully you get any bidders. And I think this time of year it's gonna be hard because most of the contractors I've talked to, so that's why I had a hard time getting bids, because by April, May, they're already got all their work.
Gary's recommendation was that the trustees approve the bid from Wendell Bashaw, 22-2.
What's everybody think?
And this is for what roof?
Over here on
The big
42.
white one there?
Yeah, because I had it patched last year, we had a hole about this big in it, and we had it patched, but we found out the roof is in bad shape.
Oh, it's not this building, it's over.
It's the big building.
Glad you asked that, I was in the wrong street.
Does Wendell look at that?
Yeah. Wendell repaired it for us last year, patched it. It's gonna take a lift on the front side because it's so high.
I move we go ahead with Wendell.
So what we're doing basically is we're changing the procurement policy, which requires, under normal conditions, 3 bids to appoint Wendell Bashaw based on both 2 bids, only 2 bids accepted. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay, so if we have a motion to that effect, that'll cover us.
I'll second it.
I need a first.
Yep, Guy did.
Oh, Guy did? Okay, yeah. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those approved, nay. Okay, Wendell's on his way.
Okay, I'll read a contract up for him.
So how many square foot is that?
Off the top of my head, I can't tell you. It was 100 and something feet long, and the front's 18 feet, and I think the back is 36 feet. It's quite a bit of footage. I think it's 104 or 105 feet long. I know the front part is around 18 feet, and I think the back is like 32 or 36. So it's quite a bit of square footage.
You have no idea when he's ready to start?
No, I'll get a hold of him, but, I told him it's really.
Probably got some kind of goal anyways right now.
That's a problem getting bids this late in the season,
Next item we're into is other business. Do we have any other business?
I'd like to bring a little bit of some, just for the trustees. Since last Thursday, we've been dealing with a water leak over by Lawyer's Landing across 108 up behind Voss's. We're on our 3rd repair coupling on that. That's an old 2-inch galvanized. So I think we're gonna be, not sooner or later, gonna have to do some repairs on that. My worry is under 108. It's a 2-inch galvanized going at 108, goes out over the bank and up around behind George Voss's and back out around where Kevin Bovey used to live. We put 3 repair clamps within 85 feet. We repaired one Thursday, and then Monday morning we had one about 10 feet away from it again, and then we had one across the road over by the ramp going down Lawyer's Landing, which we fixed today. So, and it's probably, I don't know how old that galvanized is, but I'm guessing it's probably in the 60s. I don't know how old it is, but we're getting a lot of pinhole leaks. Not a huge leak, but we're talking the size of my pinky. So I just want to bring it to your attention that we are having some issues with that water line.
Now, if you have to go under the state,
We'd have to bore it. We'd have to do a directional bore, which I called up a couple of drillers. It's about 2,300 to them to drill about 85 feet. It's about another $156 for the pipe. It's basically a plastic 2-inch HDPE that they can drill down and put it through the road, and then we have to connect it to the 2 valves on both sides.
That's the only part that has to be replaced as far as you know?
Well, Billy, I don't know, I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping, I mean, that's where the hardest stuff would be, but if we had to do it, we'd have to dig up around through around the back side of there, because it goes out to the woods there somewhere. I mean, unbeknown, I don't know what condition that pipe is, but I'm guessing, like we do over West Berkshire, we have the same problem in West Berkshire Road. We have about 1,100 feet of that going from, almost by Jackson's all the way up to, what's that little farm up there? Pothiers. That's all 2-inch galvanized up through there.
Huh.
Problem with that galvanized, after so many years, it just gets.
I don't know where that comes out, that line. I have no idea.
Yeah, I know up here it comes out, goes across, well, it starts over there by the ramp going down by Lawyer's Landing.
Yeah.
Goes across the road and it goes out to the bushes and comes out by where Kevin Bellevue used to live, down on Duffy Hill.
Yeah.
It crosses the road there and ties into that line that they put in, I don't know, a few years ago.
Crosses the road?
Yep, right by K Corner, and it ties to that other new line they put in. That's what I've been told, it crosses the road. Over by, between Kevin Bellevue's old house and the other house. I think that looked like Bartham's maybe.
That would be May Bartham's.
Yeah, she might have had something to do
I don't know where my water comes from.
with rerouting.
It comes out farther, like the boys tell me it comes out through the field somewhere, down farther on 108.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, it's a long ways to that
It's
house.
just, would he be on 108 or would he be coming down the?
It doesn't come off, no, it comes off of 108. The boys tell
Water
me.
line there, that was a surprise.
Yeah.
So, okay, that house
I think that line only, the way the guys tell me, it only probably serves about 6 houses.
across from the Bridge of Flowers there,
Yes.
those houses are served by a line behind their home.
Yeah, and George Voss, where May Barkham was, and where Kevin Bellevue, those houses are served by that 2-inch, and plus up to Barb Wright's place, and I think also up to those old horse barns.
Yeah, then it crosses over, there's a water hook up at the horse
They
barn.
told me there's about 6 houses there on that water line.
Yeah.
So you
Would
must
there be a way to put it alongside the road if you're going to put in a new line?
What's that?
Mine comes from 108,
I don't know how it would
way
have to
across
go.
the field.
We should loop it. I mean, if they're gonna do it, you should loop it, because right now it's not looped. That line's not looped.
Where would you pick up a loop?
We'd have to probably come across the road again and tie in, the way the guys talk, tie in that new line, the new line there. They put a new 8-inch line here years back, a new ductile iron down along the edge of the river.
But what I was getting at, if you're going to put in a new line, if it's possible, it makes sense if you better get off somebody's land and then their own, the road.
Yeah, that'd have to be engineered out. I mean, I don't know. That'd have to be engineered by an engineer. I mean, right of ways and all that kind of stuff.
That was a cluster. When they went across my driveway, they didn't bother to drill. That pipe's only about that deep.
Is that water line or is that?
Yeah, and then it goes.
Well, they say that water line does this. Whoever dug it. Well, who's the guy that dug that? Tell me his name. Older gentleman that worked for the.
Leonard Wheat.
No.
Crow Hill.
Crow Hill?
Yeah, he works here.
Water and Light.
Crow Hill, Crow Hill's in now.
No, not Crow Hill. I'm sorry. Colton Road. Folks had that farm up there. It's Larry Benoit's wife's brother.
Draper. No.
Huh?
Gilman.
Gilman.
I guess that line does this. They say it goes just like this.
Oh, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. They come through. I'd get up in the morning and I'd have Old Faithful out there in that field. I don't know how they ever passed it, but they did.
So that's my concern.
So that's just something for you to look forward to. Okay.
Anything else, sir?
No, that's it.
I have one more thing, sir.
Yep.
Can you send those down, please?
Oh, also, we got some of the information for the Kendall turbine. I guess our insurance is going to cover that, right? Going in, cover that. Here's some of the responses.
That's my copy, yes.
Yeah. It looks like the insurance policy is going to pay for the repairs all but the $25,000, right, Joanne? And we may have a policy to pay for the downtime too, or loss of income.
Yeah.
We haven't found that out yet, have we?
She says right there what her answer is.
We may be covered for loss of income also with the Kendall being down.
Well, that's good news.
Because it was about $300,000 that repair.
Yeah, had to
It
be.
was close to $300,000 repair on that turbine.
How much?
$300,000,
No, we're only liable, what, 25?
$25,000.
Well, we got out of that pretty easy, didn't we?
Wow.
The brand new, talking to the engineer, brand new was about $1 million, between $1 million and $1.2 million to buy a brand new turbine.
Now this, that's quite a repair here.
No, that's the thing, it's like some part of the gearbox or repair
Is
the
it just more
gearbox.
the gearbox or is it the turbo?
No, it's a gearbox, the bearings and the flakes.
And a what?
The flakes, the impellers.
Oh. How about the generator itself?
I don't believe any problem, it's the transmission and bearings. We understand the report from Norcan.
So how long will that take?
I don't know
Any
yet.
idea?
I haven't made there yet, but they're trying to get options, either rebuild the transmission or replace the transmission. Will they use a good used one? So they're trying to find out what's going to be cheaper.
They had one more piece to take apart, right?
Yeah, that's a gearbox.
Yeah, so they didn't have a final estimate yet.
Right.
So the business income, that's the extra dollars of downtime, is it?
That's the downtime, the
Okay.
lost income.
Okay, so that's being discussed, right? It's not,
Yeah,
it's nothing that's guaranteed at this moment, is it?
Right.
right.
Okay. Seems promising.
Thanks. The only other thing that we had, or that I had, was from back in July. I talked to you, or sent a memo to the trustees meeting for an inserter. And since that meeting, we had the salesperson out to look at the one we have and the jobs that Lori and Liza run. They recommended a slightly larger inserter than the one that we had spec'd originally. But what that gives us, it does gives us a small monthly savings, but it also gives us the ability to let this inserter stuff all the pages. Right now, if we have more than one page, they get printed off. Liza takes them in the back room, she puts them through this machine that folds them, and then they come back out, and once the invoices are inserted in the envelopes, we have to manually insert the second sheet or third sheet. This new inserter will do all of it all by itself. So we won't have to mess around with it at all. I think it's going to save a lot of time for Liza in the folder room, and then for both of them sitting there stuffing. So I'd like to change it to the FPI 2320. So it's still going to be a $70 a month savings, but we also have the savings of the cost of the people doing the hand stuffing.
See, we're getting a machine that does more for less money.
More for less money than what we're paying for the machine
Yeah,
we have.
yeah.
That jams all the time, yeah.
$69.42 savings.
But didn't we approve this back?
You approved an FPI 600. I'm looking at a 2320 now, a slightly bigger machine, to do the rest of the inserts that they have.
Okay.
And how does that 600 differ from this other one?
The 600 can't do any of the additional pages, we'd still be manually stuffing the rest.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Does that mean that Liza would get a cut and pay?
No, it means
You
Liza.
talk to her about that. And see how that works out for you.
See what she's got to say.
I'll let you guys bring that to her.
I'll bring my camera. You'll be on YouTube.
So this is something we should be taking action on
Yes.
this evening, actually, to give it,
Yeah, I have to let the company that owns the machine that we have out here, I have to let them know before the end of the month if we're gonna renew that.
Is that when our
contract.
contract runs out?
Yes, it runs out in December, but I have
It
to let
only
them know
makes
90
sense.
days in advance,
Oh, okay,
so.
okay. So what we require then is a motion to the effect that we authorize the purchase of, or purchase of rental, I guess it would be, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Of an FP 2320 inserter. We need a motion to that effect.
I make the motion.
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved.
Thank you.
I can get something new and it costs me less, I like that.
So you said you have to advise them 90 days in advance, so we'll be paying for 90 days in advance. When does our new one kick in?
Yeah, Lori and Liza want to get it installed before they have to do a big inserter job.
Okay, yeah.
So I think November 15th, we're looking at installing it, and the other one will be out in December.
Oh, okay. Anybody else have anything under other business, or? I just want to remind trustees and everyone else that are concerned with regards to the retirement party scheduled for September the 8th, 2 to 4 at the Legion. And the other item is you received an exceptionally heavy collection of paperwork there, which we won't get into tonight, but I do believe September the 17th is when we sit down with the board, at which time we have to discuss any changes that have been made, or are they beneficial, or whatever change we want to make as well. So you have up until the 17th to prepare for it. I believe that's a public meeting, if I remember correctly. They've already had one last week, but that didn't amount to much anyways, but it's just something, a formality. And ours may not get that big attendance neither, but it's there for September the 17th.
Here in this office.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh,
I'll find out later.
John said I'd be taking minutes, so I think it will be healthier.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, I don't know if it's a public meeting. And if there's nothing else under other business, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
I make the motion, we go into executive session.
I second it.
Cutting down?